Everyone already knows that the desire to own a Tesla is huge, but what not everyone realizes is that the biggest obstacle isn't the desire, it's the price. And that's exactly where the new Model 2 comes in. The missing piece of the puzzle. Elon Musk stated it clearly. Tesla's mission isn't just to build cutting-edge electric cars, but to make this technology accessible to everyone. The truth is, the market is full of electric options, but very few are truly within reach for the average consumer. And the Model 2 promises to break that pattern. It wasn't designed as a little brother, but as the key to democratizing access to electric vehicles. During Tesla's latest earnings call, Musk made it clear that the Model 2 is not just a concept on paper. The project is already under development, with road tests underway and behind-the-scenes activity suggesting it's much closer than people expected. The anticipation surrounding this car is no accident. It's being treated as Tesla's first truly affordable model, something the company has been promising for years. And the best part? Without giving up performance, energy efficiency, or the technological identity that made the brand a benchmark in the industry. What's grabbing attention isn't just the estimated price, hovering around $15,000, but the fact that this price doesn't seem to come with big sacrifices. This isn't a stripped-down car with no soul or personality. The Model 2 is being designed based on the lessons learned from all of Tesla's previous models, bringing in the best of each one, but with a laser focus on cost and production efficiency. It's as if Tesla decided to put everything it learned in the last decade into action, but with a new logic, less luxury, more impact. The idea of an entry-level Tesla has always been surrounded by questions. How do you maintain performance without blowing the budget? How do you offer advanced technology in a car cheaper than a Honda Civic? The answer seems to lie in engineering that repurposes and innovates. Instead of building something entirely new from scratch, the company is adapting components, optimizing processes, and rethinking materials to reach a viable result. No wild solutions. The secret lies in well-planned simplicity. But don't be fooled. Even though it's Tesla's cheapest model to date, the Model 2 isn't being treated as a secondary car. On the contrary, internally, it's seen as the brand's next natural step, a gateway to a new audience. And it's not an exaggeration to think that this model could become the best-selling in the company's history. The logic is simple. More people can afford it. More people enter the Tesla ecosystem. That, of course, opens the door for future updates, upgrades, and brand loyalty. This strategy makes perfect sense when you look at today's landscape. With EVs becoming more popular, more and more consumers are moving away from combustion cars, but most of them still hit a wall with unaffordable prices. The Model 2 is a direct answer to that pin-up demand. It's not just another alternative, it's a game changer. The kind of car that puts pressure on competitors, shakes up the market, and forces other automakers to rethink their own entry-level models. The impact may be deeper than it first appears. Another interesting point is the Model 2's appeal among younger consumers. People who grew up seeing Tesla as a futuristic brand but couldn't afford any of its models until now. With this more affordable version, that generation finally gets the chance to drive a Tesla. And not just any Tesla, but one with the brand's signature innovation, electric performance, and connectivity. A car that carries the full identity of the brand, just in a more compact, accessible package. Choosing Giga Texas as the main production site for the Model 2 wasn't just a logistical decision. It was a strategic move to bypass tariffs, optimize processes, and centralize operations in a location where Tesla already has full control over the production chain. Initially, there were expectations the car would be made in Mexico, but shifts in U.S. trade policy directly impacted that plan. The result? The heart of the operation was relocated, And the Model 2 is now being born in the same space where other Tesla innovations are taking shape. But the most intriguing part isn't where it's being made, it's how it's being made. The Model 2 is being built under a completely different philosophy, known internally as DEOP. In practice, this means stripping away everything that isn't absolutely essential for the vehicle's function and performance. It's like the engineers took what already exists, broke it down to the bone, and rebuilt it with only what's necessary. This not only cuts costs, but speeds up production, since parts, systems, and even assembly lines are simplified to the max. This simplification, however, is anything but amateur. Quite the opposite. Tesla is applying lessons learned from the Cybercab, a vehicle designed for urban transport services, to bring affordable, practical, and durable solutions into the Model 2. One example is the use of pre-colored plastic body panels. Forget that traditional automotive paintwork that drives up costs and requires multiple finishing stages. Here, the color is embedded in the material itself. This makes production faster, repairs easier, and eliminates the drama of visible scratches. Moreover, a significant portion of the Model 2 structure is expected to share components with the Cybercab. Less powerful motors, smaller battery packs, a more compact chassis, all reused intelligently. It's not about cutting performance, but resizing it to suit the car's purpose. Instead of creating something entirely new, Tesla is taking a modular approach where pre-tested and approved parts are adapted for a new configuration. That's what ensures the car is affordable without turning it into a problem-filled gamble. This reuse process also impacts assembly time. By standardizing parts and procedures, Tesla can build more cars in less time, helping to meet growing demand with greater agility. And since the Model 2 is expected to be mass-produced, this efficiency isn't a bonus, it's a requirement. That's why the company has been heavily investing in robotics and automation technologies that can handle high volumes without compromising quality. The result is a leaner, faster, and more precise assembly line. Another noteworthy aspect is the use of new materials. Tesla is betting on more affordable solutions that still offer strength and durability. One material being studied is reinforced polymer, which, besides being lighter than metal, withstands minor impacts without deforming. This kind of choice helps keep the vehicle affordable and brings an added benefit: lower overall weight, which improves energy efficiency and increases range without the need for larger batteries. The company is also working with a concept called Giga Castings, where large parts of the car are molded into a single piece of metal instead of being assembled from dozens of small components. This reduces assembly complexity, decreases potential failure points, and improves structural rigidity. In the case of the Model 2, both the front and rear sections are expected to use these castings, a technique already successfully applied in other Tesla models. It's like printing entire sections of the car in giant molds, ready to fit into place. Even with all these cost-cutting adjustments, what surprises most about the Model 2 is the bold technical performance it delivers. You can't call it an entry-level car when it puts out 300 Newton-meters of torque in just 0.1 seconds. That's not something you see even in more expensive electric cars, let alone an affordable one. This kind of instant response, when accelerating, completely transforms the driving experience. It's the kind of feeling that glues you to the seat with just a gentle tap on the pedal, turning everyday drives into small daily adventures. And we're not talking about theoretical numbers. Model 2 prototypes have already been spotted in testing in the US, showing exactly what the motor is capable of. In track tests, the model reached 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 5.3 seconds. For comparison, many combustion engine cars that cost twice as much don't even come close. And more importantly, this performance isn't limited to ideal track conditions. It also holds up in urban driving, with sharp turns, sudden braking, and quick acceleration. What's most impressive is that all this power comes with balanced handling. Tesla implemented a multi-link rear suspension system that helps keep the car stable even at higher speeds. This translates into smoother turns, sharper responses, and less body roll. For those used to the traditional behavior of a compact car, the difference is striking. It's as if the Model 2 has the soul of a sports car, but without the price tag or flashy looks. Another factor that has been widely praised by those who witnessed the tests up close is the traction control. Even with the explosive torque, the car stays firmly on the road. No skidding, no surprises. This shows that Tesla didn't just throw power into the system, but also invested in electronic calibration and fine-tuning to ensure everything works in harmony. And when it comes to affordable cars, this level of technical care usually isn't part of the package. In a Model 2, it is. In addition, the model reaches consistent speeds with minimal performance fluctuation. In simulations of overtaking and continuous acceleration, it was able to hit 80 kilometers per hour in just 11 seconds while maintaining stability. This is especially relevant for everyday situations like merging onto a highway or leaving a traffic light. The car responds quickly and effortlessly, giving the impression that there's always power in reserve, even when you're driving conservatively. And there's more. During cone-based cornering tests, the Model 2 reached 0.9 G-force without the tires even squealing. That means real grip, not just on straightaways, but in turns as well. The car practically clings to the ground, giving a sense of complete control. And all of this happens without requiring the driver to be an expert. The system operates quietly in the background, allowing anyone to feel that precision without having to do anything other than drive as usual. Another interesting detail is the weight distribution. Thanks to the battery's underfloor placement, the Model 2's center of gravity is just 45 centimeters off the ground. That number might sound too technical, but in practice, it changes everything. The car feels more grounded, safer, and more pleasant to drive. The balance between the front and rear was also adjusted to achieve the golden 50-50 ratio, which is practically a holy grail among sports car enthusiasts. With all that power and control, the natural question that arises is, okay, but how far can this car go on a single charge? And that's precisely where the Model 2 starts leaving its competitors behind. The real game changer is the adoption of sodium-ion batteries, a technology that, until recently, seemed far from commercial reality. Tesla decided to bring the future forward and apply this innovation to its most affordable car, taking a bold step that, if successful, could redefine the entire electric vehicle industry. This type of battery has an immediate standout advantage: lower cost and greater thermal stability. But what's truly impressive is the range. In real-world tests, the Model 2 managed to travel up to 640 kilometers on a single charge. That's a huge leap compared to other EVs in the same price range, which often struggle to reach even 300 kilometers. And this isn't some ideal lab result. This range was measured on actual routes, with variations in climate, terrain, and speed. And when winter hits, the Model 2 keeps going strong. Sodium-ion batteries have proven to be incredibly efficient in sub-zero temperatures. While lithium batteries often lose performance in the cold, Tesla's new tech retained up to 80% capacity even with the thermometer at minus 28 degrees Celsius. For those living in colder regions, that's not just a cost-saving feature. It's a guarantee that the car will function without unpleasant surprises. It's a game-changing advantage you simply can't ignore. Another major benefit lies in safety. Sodium-ion batteries have virtually no risk of combustion. This eliminates one of the biggest concerns associated with electric vehicles, especially in the case of accidents or collisions. And since this type of cell doesn't use flammable liquid electrolytes, the risk of spontaneous fires drops dramatically. In other words, it's not just a cheaper and more durable battery. It's also one of the safest on the market so far. And speaking of durability, tests have shown that the new battery pack has a life cycle of up to 3,000 full charges before any significant degradation begins. In practical terms, that translates to around 750,000 kilometers of use, an almost unbelievable figure for a car in this category. This puts the Model 2 on a level of longevity that even some premium models can't reach today. The charging time is also impressive. Although it doesn't offer wireless charging like some of Tesla's luxury models, the Model 2 supports fast charging at V4 stations, allowing the car to get back on the road with just 15 minutes of charge. And with Tesla's supercharger infrastructure expanding globally, even into less urban areas, owning a Tesla is becoming increasingly convenient and less dependent on major cities. It's also worth highlighting the impact of this new battery on the total cost of ownership. With such a long life cycle and virtually no need for maintenance, the initial investment becomes more economical over time. There's no need for frequent replacements, nor the risk of expensive surprises in the future. This turns the Model 2 into a kind of worry-free car, something rare in the automotive world, especially among budget models. But all this innovation would mean nothing if the car weren't safe. And this is where the Model 2 truly breaks a dangerous tradition, that affordable cars must compromise on protection. Most entry-level electric vehicles come stripped down in terms of safety, sometimes lacking even side airbags. In the case of the Model 2, the safety package is complete from the start. We're talking about 8 airbags spread throughout the cabin, including front, side, curtain, and even knee protection for both the driver and passenger. It's the kind of care usually reserved for high-end models, now appearing as standard in a $16,000 car. But it's not just about airbags. The Model 2 also comes equipped with an automatic emergency braking system, using sensors capable of detecting obstacles in real time and applying the brakes even if the driver doesn't react in time. This is especially useful in urban scenarios, where pedestrians, bikes, and motorcycles can appear suddenly. This kind of feature shouldn't be a luxury, and Tesla seems to understand that, including it in the Model 2's basic package with no additional cost or need for premium upgrades. Another important feature is blind spot monitoring, something often missing in cars at this price range. With side sensors and visual alerts on the dashboard, the driver knows exactly when it's safe to change lanes, reducing the risk of side collisions on highways and expressways. And since the Model 2 was designed with larger windows and less intrusive pillars, visibility is another strong point. The design favors safety in a practical way, not just relying on electronics. And doesn't stop there. One of the most impressive details comes from Tesla's virtual crash simulations. With over 10 million virtual kilometers driven under various conditions, rain, snow, rough roads, high speed, the Model 2 showed a 43% lower chance of accidents compared to combustion vehicles in the same class. That's a striking statistic, especially since it comes not only from physical testing, but from a digital database that allows engineers to anticipate and fix flaws before the car even hits production. Even cruise control, often considered a luxury feature, is included in the package. In the Model 2, it works through an adaptive system, maintaining a safe distance from the vehicle ahead and responding to changes in traffic speed. It's the kind of convenience that becomes safety, especially on long trips, where fatigue can reduce a driver's reflexes. In this case, the car takes on part of the responsibility, helping the driver stay focused. Another noteworthy detail is the car's internal structure. The Model 2 uses a new metal alloy in its safety cell, which increases strength without adding weight. This structure is designed to absorb impact intelligently, redirecting crash energy away from occupants. It's a technology already used in models like the Model S and Model Y, now making its way into the most affordable member of the Tesla family. Tesla also addressed one of the most common flaws in compact cars: cramped, uncomfortable cabins. For people with limited mobility, like seniors or those with arthritis, getting in and out of a low, narrow car can be a real struggle. The Model 2 takes that into account with wider doors, a flat floor, and a generous legroom, both in the front and rear. These are simple adjustments, but they completely transform the user experience. And when it comes to night visibility, another win. The Model 2 features full LED headlights with automatic brightness and range adjustment. While driving at night, the system adapts lighting based on the presence of other vehicles and the car's speed. This improves safety in poorly lit environments and reduces the risk of blinding oncoming drivers. It's a detail that proves the very concept of a basic car is being rewritten from the ground up in this project.